Okay guys, I'm going to be starting a new series of tutorials for E2, since some people can get confused with it easily and everything. This will probably be a bit more helpful for some people than just reading the wiki or something. So, first thing that I'm going to start off with is something that a lot of people could probably get a good use out of, and that is holograms. So, just start a new expression. Don't really need any of those. Might need the persist later, but the inputs and outputs won't be needed. Okay, so one big thing for doing holograms is making your E2 optimized. So you're going to want to do this. And this makes it so anything that's inside of here will only run the first time the chip is run, or when the duplication is finished. So that makes it so the holograms aren't constantly being updated or anything like that, or created. So it just takes down the op level of the E2 easily. And the ops stands for operations per second. And it's pretty good to keep that low. So for holograms, you start by typing in holo create and then a number. It doesn't matter what number it is. It can be -100 if you want. That just indicates how you will get to the hologram later. I normally just start with 1 because 1 is the easiest. And then parent the hologram to something, so the hologram will follow that specific entity around. Let's just parent it to the entity, the entity, the E2. So whenever you type in just entity alone like that, it specifies it as the E2 chip. If you wanted it to be parented to your player, you would type in owner. Okay, set the position, and then 1 again, because that's what that is. Then entity to world, vec stands for vector, and then it goes x, y, z, so 0, 0, 30. Okay, now if you don't put that entity to world, then it will just put it in the world wherever you specify the location. So it would put it in 0, 0, 30 in the world instead of relative to the entity. Holo color, and then this is a red, green, blue, so to make it red you would do 25500. Now to set the model, just go to S props, right click, copy to clipboard, and then paste it in just like that. Something else that might be important is material. So if you have the extended spawn menu, then you can just come down here to browse materials. Games all. And just let all these load. Let's see, where's S props? Oh, wait. I don't want it off of that, I want it off of add-ons. You would go into games if you wanted like a default Garry's Mod material. So like the brick or something similar to that, that's just in the game by default. But if you have a texture pack or something, or S-props that has a bunch of textures to it, then you'll have to go to add-ons. Now, do something a bit more noticeable. Yeah, sure. So then, and that should be it. You can click down here to validate it and make sure that there's no errors. So if you had like an error or something, it would show that. And it would light up red, take you to the line that it's on. So if you had a bunch of errors, then it would go based off of the first one first, then move on to the next one, and so on. So save it. And it created it. And now if you move it around, it will follow the E2. Now if you don't parent it, then this is what happens. So it's there, but then you move the E2 around and the hologram just stays there until you update the E2 again. So yeah, it's good to keep parenting. Now, say you wanted to actually make it do something. What you would need then is that, and then something up there. And then hollow ang for hollow angle. Entity to world ang tick tick tick. Okay. So now it will do that. And it will follow relative to the entity for the angle. So, but as you can see, the ops is staying at 76, which is pretty low. But if you took all of that and put it out there, it's over 200, 224. Yeah. So keep all your stuff up there. Now, if you didn't want all of it to rotate like that, then you just do like one value and it'll rotate like that. Again, keeping the relative angle to the entity. Another thing that would probably be pretty important to know is how to make entities, hollow entities. So just do that. Now what I normally do is I group all of my stuff together, so all the hollow creates stay together, all the hollow parents stay together, and everything. But what's going to happen after this hollow create is I will do h2 equals hollow entity 2, and that makes it so it creates an entity that you can attach stuff to, because the way this is laid out, the hollow parent, the hollow position, all that, it gets the entity. You can't do it to just a hologram or just a random item. It has to be specifically an entity. So with that now, you can do holoparent to H2. And then you can do H2 there and there. Yeah. So now this should put it up even higher because it will have the second one there. Yeah. And then if you just change that to like -30 or something, then it should come back there. But yeah, now it follows the other hologram. So set that to like 60, and they'll both move over there. Let's see, what else would be pretty important to know? Oh, holo clipping. That could probably help a couple people out. Holo clip. I'm not too great with this because I never use it. I don't really have a use for the function. I don't use holograms that often. So that's the first hologram, and then set the first vector, so H2 to world vec 30. Then hollow, not hollow, to world vec 0, 0, 60, and that should just kind of clip off the side of it, half of it. Oh no, set that to 0 and that to 30, and then it should take off about half of it. No. Now it should take off about half of it. And I'm not sure what this last number is for. Oh, I see. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this validate bar is really helpful. What? Okay, so set it to 0, see if that fixes it. No, it doesn't. Oh, that's because I didn't do this. There we go. Oh, now it's gone. Let's set that to 30. It's appearing and then disappearing. Let's try changing it to 1. Oh, now it's just gone. Oh, aren't holograms fun? I think it's because of this. I've played around with holoclip a bit, not too much. because like I said, I don't really have too much of a use for it. Yeah, that was the issue. You're not supposed to have the the 2 world and everything there. And then have it set to 0. Let's change that to there, and it goes along that axis. And then change that to there, and it goes along that axis. And you can change it up too, so you can have it be like starting at 30 and then go to there, and then 25 and 7. I don't know how this is going to look, if there's even going to be a prop left, or hologram. So let's just leave that at. Okay, apparently it doesn't like that. Apparently I'm taking off too much of it. Oh, I see why. That's why. Okay. So let's change that to 2. That's probably not enough to be noticed. Let's just change that back down to 30. So yeah, now it's got a bit of an angle set to it. So if you need to have a angle in your hologram, then there you go. Now a really convenient and easy way to make holograms. This is a bit more of an advanced part of E2, but it's very helpful. I'll just start a new E2. Let's set it as, don't need any of that stuff for this. Set the name, Holo create. Now, what you're going to want to do is type for I equal 1, comma, however many holograms you want. So if you want 30 holograms, then 30. 1 being the starting number, so it starts at 1, and then each time it goes through this, it will add 1. So then it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until it gets to 30. So then you just do holocreate I, because I will follow this up here, and you do the exact same stuff as before. Oh, that's definitely how you spell create. Oh, if you even need it. Let's see, what would be a good thing to do? Let's just do I. Oh, those are periods. I. Okay. And you can like do ×5 or something to space them out more. And what this will do is it will set that compared to I. So if I is 1, then it will put it at 115 because it's 1 times 5. And then it'll do 2, 2, 10, 3, 3, 15, and so on. And yeah, that's fine. You don't need to run on tick or anything. It just goes through the first time the hologram is created. And that's what happens. It creates 30 holograms in the position that you set it as. And you can get rid of that ×5 to kind of put them out a bit more like that. You can multiply one of these other ones by 5. Send it out a bit more. And you can get rid of one altogether. Make like a stair set or something, I don't know. So yeah, that's another really helpful way to do holograms. Instead of having to go through yourself and put holocreate 1, holocreate 2, holocreate 3, holocreate 4, and so on, until you have all 30 holograms that you want. So yeah, it's just very helpful for if you're making like a huge contraption or something out of holograms and you need more than, say, 5, then doing it this way will definitely help you. And they're not stuck like this. So if you make a hologram like that, let's just do this down here. I spelled something wrong. Oh, it's because I didn't have 1 or 2 there. Holo posts 1. Now here you will have to do it. You'll have to change them individually unless you make like an array or something, or you make another loop like you did above, then you'll have to do it. So holopost 1 owner to world. Back 0060. And let's just do that. And this this changed makes it so if it changes from its previous variable, so if it changes from like 1 to 0, 0 to 1, so on, then it will recognize that. And that, so that makes it so if it's changed and this key is being pressed, so then it won't do it just randomly. So now, oh, that's right, run on tick. I was thinking about that, then I forgot. So yeah, now that first one, its position can be changed. And it's not doing it again, even though I'm holding it, because it hasn't changed yet. So it's not doing it, and then I press the mouse, which is changing it from 0 to 1, so then it's moving it, and my mouse is still clicked down. But then when I release it, it still doesn't move back because my mouse isn't pressed down, even though the number has changed. So both have to be true. My mouse has to be pressed down, and the variable has to change. So yeah, I think that's about it. There's some other things that can be done with holograms that it's not really video worthy. It's more of just kind of thing that you find out as you play around with them. But yeah, they're definitely fun to play around with, but they can cause some extreme lag if you're not careful. Like, I know I have a couple E2s that, even though they're set up with the if first dupe finished and all that, they still cause some pretty bad lag because of everything that I have going on inside of it. So I rarely can use that, sadly, even though it's fun to use it. But yeah. Oh, another thing, just thought of it. Say you have some props, or not props, holograms that you don't want to be shaded. So, just all of these. And I believe there's another one. No, it's not that. Yeah, whatever, I'm sure this is it. Or not. I've I've used this command once. Oh god, what if we change the material of it? Nope, didn't change anything except the material. That's what it was. Disable shading. I was close with the shadow. So, set it to whatever you want, 1, and that will disable the coloring, or the shading on it. Oh yeah, the reason why that was moving is because it's parented to the entity, not because I have my mouse held down. If it was doing that because the mouse was held down, then it would just be following my face or something. But yeah, as you can see, no matter where in the map this goes, the holograms do not change their shading or anything. They stay the same everywhere. So yeah, I thought that would be pretty helpful to know. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As for the main important things for hologram usage. Oh yeah, I know what this holo shadow does. Makes it so a shadow is cast or not. Should work. So yeah. Well, that's all I have for this. Next will probably be apply force and ang force and torque and all that. So yeah, that should be fun. See ya.